Not talking about Will Smith.
Fucking 24/7 internet view of trivia and celebrity bullshit! Fuck all of it!
Hello and welcome to the Soulcast. I am your host, Mr. Grimm. Correction, Bob
Hello.
Grimm, soulless creature dealing with eternally horny morons.
That was cringe.
I am flanked here with Jim Ryder and Toxic Ghost. Hello?
What is with the weird intro?
Kindly, go fuck yourself. In all seriousness,
Hi.
in all
Hi, everybody.
seriousness, Ryan, say hello. Introduce yourself.
Hello. My name's GM Ryder. That's all you need to know.
Makes sense.
It
Anyway,
makes sense.
anyways, I imagine
yeah,
you
let's,
people just clicked on the stream because you heard about that slap that happened across the world, that was
Kill
heard
me.
across the world. We're only gonna talk about it
It wasn't-
for 5 minutes.
It was fake. It looked fake. The way that they were standing, this looked fake. There's no way a grown man is gonna slap another man that weak. When they talk about their cheating, well, actually, no. Actually, now that I think about it, cheating wife, weak slap. It makes sense. He was gonna be in trouble if he didn't do it. You know. She looked at him. She's like, "Will, you don't want me to cheat again, do you?" They act. That's another weird thing, right? Like the whole hair thing. You know how many like black women I know that just like shave their heads so that they can wear like wigs and stuff. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. It's a lot more common than most people think, but people were acting like it was like cancer.
Honestly, Will Smith is kind of a loser, really. Like, even if it was
That's
real,
another thing.
even if the slap was
Yeah.
real, which I think it might have, which I'm leaning towards, I do think that's a very likely thing that it was fake, but I'm leaning towards it was real.
Mm.
Well, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. What Will Smith did was unacceptable and moronic, frankly.
Well, see, here's the thing: comedy is not a safe place for anybody, for any protective class. Everybody gets cracked.
Exactly.
Like, look, yeah, like
If
we
you're
do the same thing
if
here.
you're
We make fun
in
of each
front of
other.
if you're sitting in front of a comedian, in fact, even if you're not, expect to be made fun of, regardless of where you are, regardless of who you are, regardless
Yeah.
of what you are.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't mean anything by it, you know.
He didn't even know about the situation. You expect Chris Rock, a comedian with his own life and shit to deal with, to know about the medical history of Will Smith's wife.
Of your cheating wife, yeah. Yeah, it ain't happening. But
Frankly, I honestly am more appalled by the reaction to, well, some of a reaction to this slap. See, because there are some fucking weirdos that are saying that white people should not comment on it because it was two black men involved.
that's retarded.
Now, if you ask me, that is the most retarded thing I've ever heard. And
Yeah,
fucking
is that
racist.
actual like big consensus right now? Is that like a big consensus right now, or is it just something that one person said?
It's, as far as I can tell, it's just a handful of weirdos.
Oh, then why should we bring it up? It's just a handful of little weirdos.
Well, it could be more. And I don't want to promote that fucking behavior because it's fucking retarded.
Then why do we bring it up?
Because it's retarded and I want
Bring
to
it
make
up,
fun of
promote
it.
it.
In any
What
case.
the? Hmm.
In any
Sorry.
case.
Hold on.
You're only gonna get made fun of for saying shit like that, if I'm being honest. Because there are many people who will essentially just grow off of a clout off of this slap, which we are doing right now. Haha.
This is why I told you not to bring it up.
In any case, we're gonna move on now, because I have said my piece on it, and that is all. Plus, we're past the 5-minute mark, so I'm keeping my promise.
So anyway, let's actually get to the good nitty gritty of what we're actually talking about today.
Before we continue, Bimble T has arrived.
Hello.
How are you, Bimble T? Welcome to the stream. So, what I wanted to get into with this stream is the influence of extra credits.
Okay, it's more of a broad statement. The influence of extra credits and the state of how gaming is going right now.
Yes, of course.
Well, actually, it's been like that for a while. So we're at the stage in life where older versions of games have more content than the newer versions of games.
We peaked.
The whole argument. Hold on.
Sorry.
The whole argument I always hear when I bring that up is, oh well, the graphics have to look all this that. No, they really don't. Mario 64 is still like one of the most played and speedran games, and the thing looks like trash. Like to modern standards, the thing looks like garbage, but I love it. Right? It's like there's so many different games that look like didn't age well, but they're still super fun and really nice to play. And yet, all these people are like, oh, well, you have to do graphics, this, that, and the other. No, you don't have to do that at all. Like Shovel Knight and like sprite games, like
the
2D pixel games.
The only reason people do graphics these days is because of the prestige and the awards that they get for graphics, which honestly don't fucking matter. Rewards don't matter. They don't make a good game.
Well, okay, look at Last of Us 2.
Sorry, how many games have you... How many games and movies have you played that were good and had a lot of awards?
None. Well, okay, Doom Eternal is one of them, but...
That's only because it's Doom.
Yeah, that's because it's Doom.
Yeah. And Doom is fucking awesome, so... The only example of a movie with the prestige of multiple awards and the actual quality of a good movie is Mad Max Fury Road. Here's the thing. It's not that good.
Listen, that's the thing. I feel like... Huh? I feel like, because like nowadays, it's like, oh, well, at least it looks good. Yes, just about every movie and every game is going to look good nowadays. Like, you're going to get the very rare time when something just looks horrible,
Looking good has not mattered to me for years, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd rather play a game that looks like Herat than Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's just become trash. But what I was
actually, now that I think about it, I'd rather play a game from the mid-90s, literal DOS trash, than Halo Infinite. I genuinely would rather play DOS trash than Halo Infinite at this point.
Well, I mean, again, it just goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like, we're in this point now where they're just saying, oh, well, graphics is the reason why the PSP version of insert game is better than the PS4 one, which I will go back to and explain later.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Pixel.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I have
Your mic is
and their
dying.
chains sucks. I'm sorry. I have no idea how to fix it.
No, I
I
meant like
also have really
it got
bad
to the point where
Wi-Fi
we couldn't
here.
understand what you were saying.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
whatever. Might also be a Wi-Fi issue because my mom's Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah.
I was saying I have to let my mom's dogs out, but they keep wrapping their chains up around like the thing that it's hooked to outside. So
Uh-huh.
I have to go out, and right now it's both raining and snowing, so I have to go out and unloop them.
Okay. What? Not to sound rude, but what does that have to do with what we were talking about?
I don't know what you were talking about.
We're live!
I know.
We try to
Have
keep
you?
personal
Yeah,
things out of the stream, remember?
Hmm. Our politics should not be involved
Goodbye.
in the show because that's
What
not
does
what people are here
politics
for.
have to do with it?
I
Anyway, let's get back to actually
yeah
what we were talking
yeah
about.
agreed.
Um, yeah, no, like the argument nowadays is just graphics, but that's another thing. Like the industry these days suck. Like you get these companies that treat their workers like crap. Like all these
Activision,
fresh
Blizzard
off
types.
fresh out of college kids, and it's being treated like absolute garbage
And
by
then
the
that's the
higher ups.
expectation that they build up for the companies.
Yeah, and then they start their own indie studios. Like look how many indie studios there are out now. You know,
There's
like, there's
hundreds.
so many of them. Yeah, and a lot of them are like making better games now. Like one of the biggest examples I go to for just the amount of content, and every time I bring it up to like a normie or something, it's like, oh well, just because it's pixel art, is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight has multiple different campaigns in the thing, plus completely random like game modes that you wouldn't think would be a part of the game.
It's got multiple
But
playable characters. It's multiple game modes. All this massive amounts of content.
yeah, like all this stuff, and it's just mind-boggling to me that a lot of these companies just can't actually live up to some of these games. You know, it's weird. It's really weird to me.
Hmm.
You know what? I actually will bring up this example. So there's a PSP game that is better than its PS4 counterpart, and they're in the same like game series. It's a Kamen Rider fighting game. Okay, the PSP version has 55 playable characters with 205 or 206 playable transformations, right? And the way they get away with transformations and stuff is like the only single knob on the entire controller they use for transformation stuff. It's really clever. It's really clever what they do.
Hmm.
They got away with a lot in that game
This is the
for the PSP.
Kamen Rider
But
game that you talk about all the time.
yeah, I always bring this up, and I did state that it was Kamen Rider, yes.
Hmm.
But on the PS4 version, there's less than like 20 playable characters. So they took out like the entire like first generation of riders. They only had the second generation, and it just doesn't make sense why they took them out. So apparently the game, even though before before the PS4 one, it had like every generation of rider, all the way leading up to the at the time current one, you know.
Hmm.
But no, they just said no, we're not going to do it, and it was just so simple compared to a PSP game. It was like so simple, so boring to play. Like it's bland. It's that's the thing, right? Like it's more bland than a PSP game. How do you do that? Yeah, there's a lot of good PSP games, but like this is a PlayStation 4 title, and you're just trash. Like absolute, not even worth playing trash. How does that happen? How does that happen? like you cut out an entire like generation plus side riders, like the side characters and stuff. Like Kamen Rider Ryuki has a lot of side characters and stuff, and all of them, or all of them that I know of, all of them were in the PSP game, but none of them were even in the PS4 title. It doesn't make sense, dude. Like, another thing, while I'm on the subject, Dragon Ball Heroes, the last 3DS game, I think it's like Missions X or something like that, and the one that came out on the Switch. The one that came out on the Switch is just so soulless and empty. Sorry for the name, haha. But it's just so soulless and empty, right? Because like in the Switch version, it's like this whole like New Vegas-esque strip where it's just like, oh, okay, there's shops, there's all these different things, and like the buildings have like references to Dragon Ball all over them. But you can do all of that. You can literally get to all of the menus with just a click of a button. You can do all of it on the pause menu. You don't have to walk around to this place, so it's literally pointless just to have it. And it's not like an unlock thing to make it easier. You know, like, oh, you played this game for insert this many hours. You don't want to keep running around, do you? You're seeing it all. No, it's literally pointless to an absurd degree. While in the 3DS game, it was literally just a small room with like it was the inside of a shop is what it was. Where you just go in and you play the game. On top of that, the entire game just it becomes so trivial so quickly. So in the 3DS version, there was two different full like game type modes, which was like the story and the arcade mode, because the entire game is based off an arcade game. So in arcade mode, no matter if you no matter what cards you drew or anything, you could use it, right? So no exceptions. But in the story, like let's say you did draw, let's say Super Saiyan 4 Goku or whatever, you had to wait and actually find GT Goku or whatever in the story to use it. Insert what other character you can think of here, same thing. In the Switch version, you don't. I literally pulled like Ultra Instinct and Broly in the first pull, right? And the entire game just became pointless. On like the second mission you ever play, you can sit there and you can farm all the items that you ever need just to sit there and unlock every card.
Wow.
It's gonna take you a long time, but yeah, that's insane to me. And I mean, yeah, in the 3DS version, you could farm them, but it didn't give you as much. So, like, let me give you an example in the Switch version. There's of course, the arcade missions, right? When you do the arcade missions, it doesn't give you much. Like, it'll give you at least, like, 2, maybe 3 from what I've noticed. Different, not tokens, what's the thing? Tickets. Because it's tickets you gotta put into the thing. It's not badges anymore like it was in the 3DS version. But, yeah, like let's say, oh, you just ran the gauntlet of like boss fights and you beat like one of the strongest characters in the game in an arcade mission. Okay, you barely get anything. Versus like, oh, you're in the story mode and you just beat a child in like the first move. Like the first 3 characters that you had didn't attack and they're so strong that the entire team is dead now. Oh yeah, here's like 5 or 6 different things. It's so easy. It's too easy. Now I will say the arcade missions, they're still challenging because they're literally just ripped from the actual arcades. But with the 3DS game, you have to work for everything. I remember like having to sit there and like try to fight Black Goku in the overworld, which, by the way, the 3DS version has a Budokai-esque overworld where you just fly around. You talk to people, you run into random encounters to fight people and everything. in the in the Switch version, it's literally just a Mario-esque overworld where you just select a thing and you go.
Hmm.
It's so bland and tasteless. I will say though, there you can like create your own cards now, which I mean is kind of neat. But like, um, the 3DS version. Okay, I want you to guess how many cards. Uh, actually, no, I have to give you. Okay, the Switch version has 1,000 cards, right? I want you to guess how much the 3DS version has.
3,000?
Yep, 3,000. 3,000
Oh, wait,
plus.
seriously?
Yeah, it literally cut out 2,000 and something cards. Because I was sitting
Wow.
there, I was like, yeah. The only reason I figured it out, it was like I was sitting there looking at the 3DS one because I was trying to play them and compare the two. I was like, you know what? I actually miss some of my old decks that I made. Let's actually sit here and see if I can actually get my cards back. I was like looking through the list trying to cross-reference, and I looked up, and it gives you like a number out of like what you have, right?
Actually, now that I
Mm.
think about it,
It's
this kind of rings.
it's so
This actually seems to
it's
make
so
some
weird.
sort of sense because here's the thing: Japanese people don't have very big housing at all.
Well, excuse you?
Mm-hmm.
Time out. What does it have to do with the game?
These games are made by Japanese people for Japanese people in the Japanese market.
Uh, uh-huh. So basically what you're saying that it makes sense that they cut out more than half of their mechanics for their games now? That's ridiculous, because other games don't do that. So what does it have to do with the housing? That just makes no sense to me.
Most Japanese people don't have video game consoles; they just have phones.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, the
that
mobile
doesn't make
market.
sense. That line of logic. Okay, they don't have many consoles. Okay, so why have the game made in the first place? Besides, the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, sold so well and so much that doesn't make sense. Like, just about every person in Japan had a Game Boy at the time.
I think I might have had a moment. Sorry.
Yeah, because that made no sense to me.
It made
The
sense in my
housing.
head for like 5 seconds.
The housing is
only
the
like,
reason why the games are garbage now.
so like only 1,000 cards total?
1,000 and some change, yeah.
I wonder if they were trying to do like you get the cards from the arcade to add to the game type thing.
No, I checked into that. Nope.
No?
Because the counter is literally all the cards you could ever collect in a game. And the
Hmm.
worst thing is, right, is that the list of games was updated for the new Broly movie and like all the new expansions that they did for the arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did you cut out more than most of the collections, you made a blatant like crappy version of the game that just isn't fun to play. It really isn't. It's too easy.
Just a little update on the
Again.
comments. Sorry. Bimble T said sick, but I'm okay making I'm okay relaxing, just hearing the podcast. Thank you, Bimble.
Go
Thank
well,
you,
man.
Ben. But yeah, it's just it's getting to a sickening degree, right?
Hmm.
Where all these games are getting to the point to where like, cause okay, back to Kamen Rider, right? There was a game after the PS4 version for the Switch. The thing is trash. It is worse. It got worse. It is literally a children's game. it is literally marketed to like toddlers. Kamen Rider. You know, where some in like one of the different series, like if a human touches one of the riders, they just turn to sand.
Mm-hmm.
And another
They literally get
series,
Thanos just to
Amazon's,
get touched.
it's just fucking gore. Everything is
Well,
gore.
no, that's the thing. That's the first generation. They cut out the first generation.
I'm talking about the later version, the remake thing.
Oh no, that's the thing. Like the newer version of Amazon has never been in any of the games.
I wonder why.
In fact, well, no, it doesn't get talked about. Yet, like the original version of Amazon is in the games, but the newer version just isn't in the games. It's the same thing with the one that's based on wine, Kamen Rider G. I mean, then again, he's only from a 15-minute special, but still.
Hmm.
Yeah, like these weird decisions made. It's just strange to me. Like you're making your games worse when you have more time, more budget, more talent. It's just to a sickening degree. Like, it's like spitting in the face of the people who actually buy your games, right?
Actually, that
Because like even like the Mario sports games, right? The Mario sports games used to be really good, and now they're just garbage.
that reminds me, actually.
Hold on.
I'm
Here.
gonna roll things back to 2007-ish. So hold on with me, all right?
Hold on. I was gonna see what Ride was saying because he was saying something.
Oh, sorry.
I said I never played any of the Mario sports games before.
Yeah, they were fun. They were surprisingly really good, well made. But yeah, like if anybody wants to watch a video, there's a YouTuber called Uncle Al. He did a video on one of the sports games. I highly recommend watching it. It's really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's.
Anyway,
I'm,
what? Yeah.
I'm
What were you
about
saying?
to roll you guys back to 2007. The Transformers movie games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
So
ones on Nintendo DS?
yeah, I was gonna bring those up because they are way better than the version that's for the PS2 and
I think I still have mine.
360 and PS3. Because here's the thing, the version for the PS2, 360 and PS3 are identical. They are identical. I guess like one has the what 7th gen version, I think, has more graphical stuff, whatever. Don't really, just more little flourishes and stuff, but like the game's still fucking garbage. Absolutely rubbish. The concept art is rubbish and asinine. There's barely anything to it. It's just hit the square button repeatedly. Grab a car, throw it at the spinny thing. That's literally all the combat that is. Whereas in the DS version, the Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons respectively. Decepticons has a really good fucking story. I really recommend just watching the cutscenes because the voice acting is superb. You got Frank Welker as Megatron and Keith David as Barricade. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
and Steve Bloom as the main character. I'm not even kidding. The custom character is Steve Bloom.
Oh.
That's the best part, honestly. And like arguably the DS version has more just like gameplay content sort of thing. Because there's like a whole trove of vehicles that you can pick from, all with unique models and transformations. And even some ones that you can't get anymore because the servers are down. Yeah, there was multiplayer that unlocked stuff for the single player.
Wait, was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never actually played
And then
any
you
of
can try
the
it.
Transformers DS games, so I don't know.
However, there was no custom character in the PS2 version because it's tried to be somewhat canon, I think.
To the
One
movies?
minute.
Hmm.
It's weird.
How do you mess that up?
I don't. Well, okay. With different ports and stuff, that's by different.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry, where was I?
Uh, I was saying with different ports, that's different developers, but at the same time, like, I don't know. That's strange to me.
I will say this. The first Transformers PS2 free and 360 game have some pretty cool destruction, but that's about it. That's
Hmm.
literally the only thing that I find noteworthy about the game.
I feel like games that have like a history, like let's say fighting games.
Hmm.
You know, I'm just using the closest thing I have to me is the Kamen Rider game.
Hmm.
Like, if you are like another developer trying to take over the mantle of the game,
You're gonna fail.
and you're trying to, well, no, not even that. Like, if you have a history of these games, like if you have like let's say Street Fighter-esque history, you know,
Hmm.
how can you mess it up? How in God's name can you mess it up? Because like the whole argument, like I'm hearing now in my head, you know, trying to talk about this. Oh, why don't you make it yourself? There are plenty of people who've made different fan games based on these properties, and they're fantastic. That's the issue, right? Like these companies are just, I feel like they're just out of touch, and they just don't know what people want anymore. And the worst thing is like you get people who are fans of these games, and then they just get tossed to the wayside.
I for one think that you're absolutely right, honestly.
Sticking Halo, we hired people that we know that hate our game.
That toxic. That is
Yeah.
my territory. You will not intrude on it. I am saving my
Well,
rage
hey.
for it.
Hey, I had a good
Toxic.
listen. That was a good reference. Shh. No, shut up. I did good.
1 sec.
So
Pretty good.
I'm in trouble. But yeah, it's just super irritating to know that all this like all these games that have like such long histories that have again the PSP version 55 playable characters. That's insane.
Bimble T says corporations being stinky because they know they can get away. They can get people to buy them because, like, hey, we made this again. Buy our shit.
Yeah, that's literally the only explanation I can think of. Because again, 55 playable characters versus 25 with half the stuff cut out. No, more than half the stuff cut out. Like it's ridiculous.
The only reason it's not affordable to make games with massive rosters anymore is because of how many fucking costumes they implement into the games these days.
Nope, not necessarily. Gundam, the Gundam arcade games. You literally just have to carry over the original code and just keep adding characters. That's all you gotta do. That's what the Gundam arcade games have been doing for years.
And like
they only touch up and fix things until like later.
And like maybe refine some movesets or something.
Yeah.
Add moves.
But no, okay,
you
said you said costumes, right? You said costumes. That's the issue. Costumes.
Unnecessary amounts of costumes is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the thing. That should be added later.
That's the sort of thing I'd expect from a live service. A real live service would be having all these characters and at day one, but no alternate costumes for now.
See, that's the thing, right?
The alternate
costumes
costumes would come like
of
later in like big packs of like
yeah
free per handful of characters, and then another 3 per handful of other characters, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And it just builds, and maybe then add
Yeah.
in a few more characters at some point.
Yeah.
That would be the
This is
ideal
actually
form.
yeah. Well, this is actually like a twofold statement. So, one of the best arcade ports I think I've ever played is Soul Edge, which was the first Soul Calibur game, which I think is still better than like what we have now. Like it feels so
Oh.
bland and tasteless to play. But like Soul Edge, like I can still go to it and still find things that I still haven't found. Like different combos and stuff. And I've played the thing since I was like 9 years old. Um, no, the thing got ported over to like PlayStation 1 and stuff, and they added so much stuff. A completely brand new set of soundtrack, which I didn't know about. I didn't know that there was two different kind of soundtracks. Until like way later in my life.
I
Completely new characters, new clothing, which wasn't even originally added, plus an entirely different story mode where you can actually unlock new weapons for the characters because there's like a weapon fighter that have their different stats and stuff, and complete story modes with entire like overworld stuff with full stories for these characters. Like it's nuts, and it's still like one of the best arcade ports I think I've ever played because it just adds so much. It's literally not just okay, this is a fighter. We're adding nothing except fighting game. Here you go. You know,
Hmm.
it's literally just okay. You like our game? Okay, well here we're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you that. We're gonna give you all these extra fixings and goodies. We're gonna give you like new fighters. We're gonna give you an entire story mode, like different weapons. You want that too? Heck yeah, let me give it to you.
I do have a little thing that I want to touch on story modes in a bit, but
Yeah.
you reckon you could hold the
I'm
show
sorry.
for...
I'm sorry. I'm talking a lot.
No,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no, no, no. What I need you to do is keep talking because I'm gonna be busy for a minute.
Oh,
Lunchtime.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I can do that.
It's
I can do that.
lunchtime, so do you mind holding the show for a bit?
Yeah, yeah. I can hold a show for a bit.
Thank you very
But yeah,
much.
no. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I got you. I got you. But it's just to a sickening degree. You know.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
how
I'll be right back.
how do you ever attempt to publish a game with less than half of the previous fighters and call it a day? And I think the worst thing is like mechanically, the PSP game. Again, talking about Kamen Rider because it still pisses me off because I just don't understand. The PSP game has more combat options. It feels better to play. The thing only has one knob and like only two back buttons. The thing is gimped compared to like other systems, and especially compared to the PS4. And yet here you are, just like, oh, look at me. I think the worst thing too is like the Kamen Rider game on the PS4. The stages aren't actual places from the shows. They're literally just random places in Japan.
Okay, be right back.
Okay. Um. But I guess I'll be talking to the viewers now. But yeah, no, like, just games that just completely cut out entire swaths of content. It's just so strange to me.
Yeah, it can get annoying.
Cause like, it's more than annoying, man. Cause like, again, with the Dragon Ball Heroes thing, right? Like, you went from having a 3DS game where you had this complete open, well, not fully open world. It was just like a little thing where you could fly around, to fight different characters, and like as you went, more people showed up, and you had to fight and beat them. And then you went from that to okay, you want to literally use the strongest card ever in the entire game, like first thing off the bat. Well, first you got to get it, but apparently it's really easy to get because the way they have the different card selection things set up. Because like in the summons thing, you can choose like different sets and like different eras. But literally, like if you choose the what was it exactly? I think it's like the Super Dragon Ball Heroes section, where it's literally just like the top tier like powerhouses. You can literally get
Yeah.
that and not care about anything else.
Oh,
It's really weird. Oh hey Pixel. Sorry if I snapped at you earlier or snipped
it's
at you.
okay. Did you not know who you were talking to?
Well, I heard so I haven't been staring at the I haven't been staring at
Oh,
my
I
phone.
just thought my voice was that iconic.
Well, no, you and Riot have the same like deep voice. So
Oh,
yeah, because like no actual words were said, so it was just sounds.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Right, I don't get it. On top of that, like you play older games, and they're just usually better. Um,
Yeah.
because like okay,
Yes,
look at like stuff like Mario Sunshine compared to like the last Mario game that came out, like Mario Odyssey. Now this is a personal thing. I didn't like Odyssey compared to Sunshine. I feel like Odyssey was just too, as stupid as it sounds, too gimmicky. Even though like the big thing for Sunshine was literally just water flood, haha.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
I don't know. Um, I hmm,
To each their own.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I guess you got a point. A lot of older games, though, I also feel have a lot more staying power. Because here's the thing: like most of the games that have come out in the past while, just don't stick around that much. Like people don't talk about them compared to like games that came out like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Like The Last of Us 2. Haha! Somehow it won like Game of the Year, and no one cares about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is garbage.
I
Like
never
the
played
first
it.
one, yeah. Well, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory, like this for the game mechanics itself for both of them. Each game, you could play each of them like in certain ways the way you wanted, right? Like you could choose different ways to tackle problems. But
Oh,
in the first one you can only do that. In the second one, you have to do it the way it wants you to, otherwise the entire game acts like it doesn't want to work anymore.
I get it.
Yeah, because like I was watching people play it, and there was like, oh, okay, look at this insert thing here. I'm gonna go around or something like that, and the entire game just like crashes or it gets broken. Like there's a scene right where this dude is having to run through a camp because the thing you're supposed to do, or at least the game tells you to do, is to sneak through it. But right when you step into the camp, crouch down, um, you get found out. So instead, he just gets fed up, runs through it, and then crouches, and they act like they don't see him anymore. He's in plain view. He's not behind anything.
Yeah, I have a story kind of like that. Me and my dad, we were playing GTA one day.
Yeah,
And we were doing. I have the one. I can't talk. I have the penthouse in the Diamond Casino, so I have access to the missions there.
yeah,
And we had to go rescue the owner of the museum who was being held up in some like abandoned motel. And me and my dad, we have to like shoot our way through in that area, but we keep losing because there's so many guys.
yeah,
So then, for some reason, we have no idea why it happened. But we're happy it did. We just pushed the button where you like sneak walk, kind of. We held our guns out. We were ready for a fight. We just sneak walked. Nobody shot at us. We walked next to like three guys and no one shot at us. Even when we had the guy with us, we found him, and like a small cutscene kind of play. Was it cutscene? I don't remember, but he got up and followed us. Nobody shot at us. We're just crouching. We're just like crouch walking out of there, and we get far enough away.
Huh.
I wish I'd
That's
recorded
an
it because it was
sorry.
so funny. It was the dumbest bug, but it was so funny because, like I said, we're walking by like seven, like so many guys with just guns, and they're not even aiming at us, and we're just me and my dad just like, don't pull the trigger. We're all we were just like, don't run and don't shoot, and we might be able to keep walking through this. Like some guy was even walking towards us. Like we were like in his view and he just walked right by us. He even ran into my dad, but he just walked around him.
Hmm.
It was so dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another thing I was
Mm.
going to talk about. Is games feel way easier nowadays. Cause like you think of like the original Ninja Gaiden, the original Castlevania, like all these older games that were on like older systems, they were a lot harder. But then when you bring that up, like the normies, and I will say normies, will go, oh, it's because they were a lot more janky. No, they were just harder.
And they're better
I mean,
made.
Well, we also,
granted,
we
a
also,
lot of
we also
them
got to
were
see
janky.
nowadays, sir. Yeah, well, you also got to remember, like nowadays, I don't know if this is really a good reason to bring up. Nowadays, people will also usually play games on lower difficulties if they have the option.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
a lot of people say like, oh well, I don't have the time to be challenged and stuff. Like that guy we were covering over the Elden Ring should have an easy mode. God, what a
Yeah.
joke of a person! It's stopping my
But like,
enjoyment of the game. You can watch YouTube videos, you stuck-up prick.
yeah, like me, like I don't really play games on harder difficulties at most of the time.
Hello, I'm
But
back.
that's mainly
Yeah.
because like if I play like a story-based game, I'd rather experience the story first and the challenge later.
How
I mean,
my
yeah, that's personal preference. But like nowadays, they just completely hold your hand through everything.
I know. Well,
how
like right now,
my
Yep.
I'm playing Persona 5 again.
Yeah.
how are my
Oh yeah. How is
showmen?
we're good. We're talking now about how older games were a lot harder.
Hmm.
And game bugs that make games funny.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to. Hmm. What was
Hmm?
what was I talking about when I left? I think Toxic
You
was
weren't
still
really
talking
talking
About
about
getting
anything.
lunch.
I just haven't shut my mouth. I'm sorry. I just
Fair
have a
enough.
lot to say on this topic.
Well, I have something that I want to talk about for a bit. You remember how I
Okay.
brought up extra credits, correct?
No,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember, but okay.
Yeah, they seemingly have a power and influence over the gaming industry and its big members. Like
Well,
Halo,
the only thing they've changed was the whole like, oh, and suddenly you're a Nazi. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this, but suddenly it's there,
they
which is
have
really
been
stupid.
the only reason they seem to have control is because people let them. These companies, for some reason, because they literally put forward the idea that um, video games make people violent and or Nazis slash terrorists.
No. Okay, fine. By that logic, what about all the people who grew up with stuff like Splatterhouse, Mortal Kombat, and Doom? You know, none of them are like serial killers. People become serial killers because of no, I'm
Mental
not gonna get into
problems,
that.
Mental
But
issues.
yeah, mental issues like
parental neglect, the very poor school system that you guys have, and a whole load of
yeah,
other
dude, our
factors.
school system is garbage.
And even bullying, honestly, bullying is probably the
Yeah,
leading cause for violent action honestly.
Yeah, I will admit some bullying is good for like character building and getting a thick skin, but like too much is ridiculous. Like I grew up, in school and being bullied constantly. Just not even for any particular reason, just because they were bored.
That's how they be.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we're not getting too far into that. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, there is so many studies against it, but then they're just like, oh, but it's violent and it makes you angry when you lose. Ergo, you become violent. You're a serial killer.
I'm only
It's
violent
retarded.
in the game. The only time I've been violent in real life was when I was being bullied, frankly.
Yeah. Okay,
I
I'm gonna be honest. The people who say that like video games cause violence, you've never been in a fist fight. You've never actually gotten punched in the face. You've never
Push
had
A
to
to
deal
duck.
with this
Yeah.
crap.
I can say that I've been punched in the head.
I've been hit in the
Mm.
back by shoes and a golf ball once.
Ah, damn, that's rough. Actually, I can say that I've
Yeah,
been hit in the head twice.
Mm.
I thought I was cheering at my head on a wall.
Jeez.
Ooh.
But yeah. Back
Well,
back back to the topic at hand.
Hmm.
Or actually, not feel bad. Y'all continue. I've talked too much anyway.
I think we're done on like the real life stuff for a bit. But
Yeah.
uh here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't call people gamers because gamer is just a fucking stupid fucking term, honestly.
But dude, no, gamers are the most oppressed people. What
They
do you
kind of
mean?
are actually, if you think about it.
Hmm.
Like
Mhm.
No,
like
no,
is
it's just a meme. Calm down.
I know, but like here's the thing. Gamers had have every franchise that they've ever loved be destroyed in some way or some form. Only a handful of them have survived completely in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I can only count on one hand the ones that I actually know of that have survived untouched by all the nonsense throughout the years. Um, Dark Souls, I guess, but
Mm.
that's not quite safe because Dark Souls 2 is kind of rubbish.
Well, I mean, Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3 is alright.
Which I was watching a video and a dude was like, "Oh, Elden Ring is just Dark Souls 3.5. That's retarded."
No, that's literally retarded. You jump in Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the extra
Yeah.
credits Nazi video thing essentially proposed the idea that if you are playing a World War II shooter and you are forced to play as the Nazis, it makes you a Nazi in real life.
Yeah, the whole thing is like, you're sitting there playing a video game, and then suddenly you're a Nazi. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this, but suddenly there it is. It's so stupid.
Me and Raiden covered
It's
it a
just a
few months ago.
that video's probably really rough.
Probably, but I
You
have
can
no
probably cover it
intention.
again later.
I have no intentions of updating it. However, because I might be a hack, but I'm a hack with principles.
Hmm.
I started a game, became a thief in it.
Nice.
Well,
But yeah,
that's the main plot of Persona 5 is you're thieves.
uh,
You steal people's desires.
oh, that doesn't
Hmm.
sound sexual.
Magic stuff.
Oh.
Oh well, I mean, I am right now trying to steal the desires of a perverted teacher.
That is very sexual.
Oh yeah, his pillars are literally just almost nude girls. It's literally
Well, I
just
mean,
a
yeah,
crop
a lot
top
of
and panties.
yeah, a
And
lot
I'm
of
fighting
architecture.
angels. Oh well, I
I
don't know.
think
It's a
he's
really
talking like
weird castle.
metaphorical nonsense from the game.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. He's a king in just a cloak and pink underwear.
Where was I exactly?
Huh.
I don't know. I lost.
Uh,
I wasn't paying
yeah.
attention.
Yeah, I'm lost in the sauce as well.
I think it
We we
was.
we we, we were talking. We were talking about a game turning into a Nazi.
Ah, yeah. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah, we're
Thank
talking about
you.
extra
Thank
credit.
you very much, actually. Uh, but yeah, for some reason that's absolutely beyond my reckoning, Activision listened to them, or whoever developed the last Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Vanguard. You don't have Allies versus Axis or Americans or British versus uh, Germans or
Yeah.
Japanese. You have none of that. You have none of that. None of it at all. What you do
Hey,
have
real quick
is
before you get deeper in the sauce, how many viewers do we have?
two.
Oh, um, other question. Uh, is there any messages? Because we really need to get better at keeping an eye on the
That's a good
chat.
question. We do actually have a few. Bimble T says games are either too easy or just too stupidly long grind.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. A lot of people think that like just making it really grindy makes it hard, which is ridiculous.
Bullying and the fact that the school system doesn't care. I think that was in reference to why there's so many violent things that happen. And
Hmm.
he had a concussion once.
Yeah, when you're
Damn,
talking about the bullying.
that's
Huh.
rough.
I'm sorry.
Got a concussion for every time slam my head into things.
But yeah, where was I? Where was I? I was
Sorry.
somewhere. I was somewhere. Where was I?
Talking about bullying.
No,
I'm
before.
talking about the Call of Duty Vanguard.
Ah, yes, thank you, very much.
Thanks, Red.
Uh, I was
And
talking
it
about
was made by
how
Sledgehammer.
the game effectively the developers of the game listened to the video and made the teams your team and enemy team.
Yeah, there's no
But
more.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's no character here. There's no pizzazz. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's just a blank slate.
It's like trying to remove the swastika from a Wolfenstein game, unless like they get a new like logo like in the new Wolfenstein games. Because like at that point, like who are you fighting exactly? It's like, oh, okay, you're told that it's Germany and it's the Nazis. It's like, well, where's the symbol and why isn't the symbol there? And it's not
Absolutely.
just like, oh, I see the symbol. No, no, the symbol is the thing that you hate. It's the people that wear it, and that causes you to, hate them and kill them. Again, I
Like,
had skin in the game during World War II. I had uh, great ancestors. Ancestors isn't the right word. I had family in the camps, so I really hate Nazis.
yeah, and even then, like the symbol was stolen. It was legitimately stolen from the
Yeah,
culture.
that too. The symbol was the symbol was Tibetan and Native American.
but that was Buddhist.
No, well, yeah, it was a Tibetan Buddhist symbol. It was a symbol for good luck, and then in Native American culture, I think it was the same thing somehow. That's really
Hmm.
weird how the same random scribble means the exact same thing.
Coincidental. It had something to do with peace, from what I remember.
Yeah, but now it's literally just you Nazis. Because like there was a bunch of like back in the day there was a bunch of like old manga and like even like movies and stuff where there was like Tibetan monks and like there's people who had a swastika tattoo, but by World War II they thought, oh, you're a Nazi, so a lot of them were killed just for having a good luck tattoo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm not even being like facetious. We're talking about actual history that happened here. When we're not being political, we're being honest about what happened.
Yeah, but there's nothing political about the swastika being stolen from different cultures. That's cultural appropriation.
Actual, real, honest to God cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Which is like they never talk about in history books.
Yeah, they never bring up the fact that the swastika is literally stolen from different stuff. The back of it, like the whole circle around it, is literally just an inverted rising sun from Japan.
Oh my god. I never knew
Dude,
that.
dude, the
Oh my
swastika
god,
is
that
literally
makes
Maybe
so
you
much
can
bloody
say-
sense. Oh god.
the swastika is literally Hitler's OC. This is my OC. Do not steal. fan character.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh my god, I see it. It's so clear to me now.
What happened?
Yeah. No, you were talking about the thing.
Well, the fact that it's like an OC. Do not do
Yeah.
not steal.
Do not steal. 'Tis mine.
Hitler was just an edgy kid. These are my notes. Do not steal. Oh, dude, there was a Devilman spin-off series where like they went back in time. They literally had to stop a demon from trying to make it to where Hitler didn't go to art school, but instead like Devilman just literally killed Hitler before he became an issue. It's great. Devilman's a trip.
Devilman is a treat, not a trip.
Mm.
You'd be wise
But yeah, back
know
to
the
back to the
difference.
state of gaming.
Oh yes, the state of gaming.
Oh, no, hold on. We should have the best example of how a game completely fell apart and died off. Amnesia. Fear flashes. A game mechanic where the screen randomly flashes at you for a cheap jump scare, calls it fear flashes.
That's retarded.
Amnesia, the original one, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, literally broke the boundaries of what a horror game should be, and like its influence is felt everywhere in every like horror game,
yeah,
including
it's
movies
even-
and everything too.
It's even delved deep into like the big ones like Resident Evil.
Yeah, but now it's literally just, oh look, it's scary, fear flashes. That's retarded. It's like, oh, look at this mechanic that we have. We went from, oh, being extremely spooky scary to, ooh, look, jump scare in your face as a fucking mechanic.
It's all asinine if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be scared of. It's pathetic.
It's pathetic. It's pointless.
It's annoying.
Games aren't scary anymore either. Resident Evil is garbage.
Yeah,
The new Resident Evil sucks.
yeah, Resident Evil 8 is fucking lame, regardless of what people like to say about...
A lot of the writing stuff is really strange in it. Like, spoilers, everybody.
I haven't actually played
They're not
the
actual
games,
vampires.
but...
They're mold. The vampire woman is
What?
mold.
Why can't it just
And-
be vampire?
Yeah.
Why can't it just be regular monsters for once? Why does it have to be the
I mean,
mold of a...
you make zombies. Why
virus.
don't you make something that actually has to survive through the consumption of blood?
Because
It gets better. It gets better, right? Their weakness is the
because
cold.
game-
They live on a mountain.
Only
Covered in
the
snow.
daughters are.
I'm sorry. What?
yeah, the daughters. Yeah, it's only
It's
the daughters,
it,
but
it,
the
it, it,
daughters
it,
is
it's yeah, because they
hmm?
were experimented on and they were eaten by flies, and the cold killed the flies.
The cold kills the flies. Ergo, the cold will kill these very much larger things that have a lot more body heat.
And blood.
Oh well, that's because their body's all flies. They can literally disband into flies.
That's stupid.
I thought the game was fun.
Dude, why can't Resident Evil
Well,
just be...
yeah, the game might have been fun, but like a lot of the stuff, like just completely missed opportunities. Like there's a weapon in the game called like the Wolfsbane, right? You'd think it does a lot more
Yeah.
damage to werewolves and stuff. It doesn't. There's not even like a.
It's
It's
just the
not.
first Magnum you get.
Yeah, but like
It's
God.
not
you'd
even the
think
best
they're like,
Magnum you
okay,
can get.
specific, like, oh, this weapon has like it does stuff against werewolves. You okay? If you have mold, you could go for the whole angle of like silver, right? Because silver used to be not anesthetic. It was like some kind of antiseptic. It was an antiseptic because of it was sterile,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Well, there's
But no, they
werewolves
didn't even
in
do
the
that.
game either.
What do you mean? I thought there were a bunch of werewolves.
No, in Resident Evil 8, they're not werewolves. What you fight are they're just modified lichens.
Lycan is
Which
a
are
werewolf, yes.
I know, but in this game, the lichens, it's just humans that were experimented on by giving the mold merged with a wolf DNA. But besides that, they're mainly just monsters. I mean, they're technically kind of werewolves, yes, but the things you fight are just like failed experiment ones that actually became more wolf than man.
Oh my god.
That's the thing that confuses me, right? Like you have giant like snakes and spiders, so why don't you just do the stupid monster stuff? There's just so much in the new Resident Evil games that just don't make any sense.
Honestly, I'm at the
Because
point where
the
I...
stories with Ethan are all about the mold.
Okay, I have this to say. Concerning explanations and lore, I'd rather not have an explanation at all for something supernatural than have one. Because every time they try to explain it scientifically, it's always the stupidest thing. It's always the stupidest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one instance where it's actually intelligent, besides Vampire the Masquerade. Name me one.
Can't.
What was
Exactly.
the question?
Trying to explain the supernatural with science.
Like, if you establish that supernatural is just another form of science, then that is an interesting play. That could work. But it always fails if you just try to explain it with regular fucking science instead of applying unique science to these unique creatures. Like, I sound like I'm fucking yelling at the sun here, but like, think about it.
My favorite game character's dead.
Oh no.
On all of
What happened?
those,
Yeah, Ethan from Resident Evil 8. Spoilers, he's dead. Well, it looks like he's dead.
Well, no, that's another thing I was gonna get to. At the very end of the game, where they get stopped at the very end of the. Huh?
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you. I was gonna say, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
before you guys continue, I will say that my favorite bit was when he lost his hand again.
I don't like that he just put it back on, because that just didn't make sense. He didn't act like there was any issue. He just put it back on.
Mold.
That's the thing. He didn't know.
The part
He
by
had no idea.
I know, but if you imagine being him, okay? Imagine the first game, you get your hand cut off by a chainsaw. Next thing you know, it's stapled on and it works perfectly fine. but then you get it cut off again, and you just stick it back on. And you're just like, okay, like it's already happened to him. Like even
So did
in
he
like
did he
even in
ever
Resident
even
Evil,
actually react that it was stapled back on and it worked?
No, he
Did he
didn't.
ever
Except,
actually react to that?
I think when he like first looked at it, no, he never really did. No, but I think if you there's a really I can't talk. There's a thing in Resident Evil 7 when you're trying to run from Jack Baker in the house, like in like the first part of the game. If you do something wrong, you can manage to get your leg cut off.
And you can put it back on
Which
as
then
well.
Yeah, which then Jack, to make it fair, gives you a bottle of medicine and you put your leg back on. And then I think he kind of reacts to that, and then you escape anyway.
That's weird. Why would he not react to that? Like, listen, if I had a limb cut off and like it just started working after it got put back on, I would be freaking out because that does not apply to the rules of logic.
It feels like the
But then,
writers
like,
want to have their cake
hindsight
and eat
now-
it too, as they were,
Yeah.
as it seems like they were trying to write both a vessel for the audience and a silent protagonist.
Well, that's the thing. He's not silent. He has his own dreams.
Yeah, I
and
know,
ambitions.
but
Yeah,
it seems like they want to,
he talks a lot.
yeah, a little too much if you ask me, and not enough in other areas.
Also, Chris Redfield being an idiot. Then he never explains why he killed his wife. He easily could have just went, "Hey, yeah, this is what's happening." So
I don't
Yeah.
He didn't
I don't
want
actually
Ethan to
know
be
why he
involved in
killed Ethan's wife.
Because it wasn't his wife; it was the main antagonist of of Resident Evil Village, posing as his wife, trying to get the baby.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
We find out later that Mia was actually locked in a cell in the in Mother Miranda's like cave laboratory.
Yeah, honestly, Resident Evil gets really fucking stupid sometimes.
yeah.
Like it always feels like
I actually. Oh, sorry.
it honestly feels like a lot of the time that every time they try to do something like, oh, this is actually a bigger thing, it usually ends up really fucking dumb and stupid. Cause like the whole part about how Umbrella engineered the whole thing and set it upon the world intentionally instead of it being a freak accident is fucking dumb.
Which one we talking about?
No, I'm fine about that.
Mm.
Like the company wanted
game-
the
what
world
game
to
we-
end and try to.
Oh, what game are we
Okay.
talking about here?
We're just talking about Resident Evil in general.
Okay, because Umbrella wasn't the fault of RE7 or 8.
Mm.
Um,
It was a different company. Umbrella was cleaning up the everything from RE7.
I'll tell you what, though. I feel like the remakes are just bad. Like Resident Evil 3's remake, for example, is actual trash. Let's talk about trash remakes.
Yeah,
that
yeah. Before you do,
never
have
hold up.
you played Resident Evil 2 Remake? Have you played it for yourself?
Huh?
Have you played Resident Evil 2 Remake?
I don't need to play it to see that they cut out like most of the stuff that made the original good.
Resident
I
Evil
really
2.
don't. Oh, 2? No, I haven't played Resident Evil 2 at all yet, which I
Alright.
really need to.
Alright, hold on.
I'm just
hold
going
off
off
your
of what I
judgment on
know
that one
most of.
for a while because they have like 2 different scenarios per character, like the original game.
Okay, so I can't talk about part 3.
You can talk about number 3, but number 2 is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, I said I never mentioned part 2 though. Is the thing you just brought
You-
2 up randomly?
Yeah, but you said that. No, I'm talking about 2 Remake. 2 Remake.
Yeah, I said I was only going to talk about part 3. You just brought up 2 at random.
Well, it just sounded like that you were lumping them together. That's all.
Hmm.
So as you
No.
were.
Part 1's remake is actually pretty spot on to the
Yeah,
originals.
it's honestly a 1-to-1, really. The only difference is graphical fidelity.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, okay. For one, the original Part 3 of Resident Evil like pushed the engine so hard that towards the end of the game they had to cut out certain parts of like the background for the boss fights. The thing pushed the PS1 to its limits, while the remake barely did anything. On top of that, giving Nemesis a nose.
Ew.
Yeah, it gave Nemesis a nose. Put him
Yeah.
in a stinking trash
And
bag, and he
also-
was like the first thing you ever encounter.
And also, it, like,
Like
cut
there
out
is
a
no build up.
mass...
There's
it
no
also-
build up to anything. It's literally just him bursting through your door, screaming "Stars!"
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
And, Nemesis is now just a scripted thing, while they could have easily done the regular, just really intelligent AI thing that they did for, what's-his-face from the game prior. The whole cat and
Mr.
mouse
X.
deal is just gone now.
Yeah, it's really sad what they've done. It's so bland now and flavorless. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like part 3 originally on the PlayStation opens up with like a cutscene of Jill saying, "I have to get out of here. I'm going to leave the city today." And then the next scene is her holding a big machine gun, just blew up out of a building. Her trying to kill all these zombies that are around her. But the gun you don't get ammo for again for a long time.
Mm.
It's this whole like tension building thing, right?
Hmm.
And all these different areas of just like the city is like gone to hell, like everything's broken, and you get to see like these different like characters and survivors of this whole big event. But it's just god, it's just crap now. Like part 3 opens up with the remake opens up with Jill looking into a mirror, thinking that like for some reason looking like a zombie for a few seconds. She freaks out, and then lipless McGee bursts through the wall, and that's it. That's how it opens up, and then the rest of it is just first person running around. Well, shoulder to shoulder, third person running around.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you even lost like the style of part 3.
Yeah, and also,
You
like,
know?
a lot of the cool stuff was, like, like, in the original Part 3, Jill looked like she was gonna be, she was dressed up for some sort of party or something. She looked like she was gonna have a night of the town or something. In Remake, she's just in a fucking tank top and shit.
Well, yeah, no. With that, I guess I'm fine with. Just for the fact of why was she even dressed like that? About to go out and to, well, then again, she was trying to get away. She didn't think that, like the zombies would show up. Well, I mean, hold on. Actually, no. Didn't they show zombies in the first cutscene? Like in the first trailer? Not trailer, in the first cutscene. When she was getting ready. I can't remember. I think she knew what they were already starting, but I don't see why she was dressed like a whore. Barely wearing anything. Dressed like a literal streetwalker.
I don't know, maybe she was in a hurry or something. I don't know.
Well, either way. I mean, I get what you mean. It's not as bad as Final Fantasy VII's remake, where they literally got rid of Tifa's boobs. Yeah, they just completely got rid of them.
They
I mean, they're not gone all the way, but like, yeah, they de-breasted her.
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of sexist?
I would say so.
What do you think, Rod? Do you think that's sexist?
Yeah, remember the uproar when that happened?
Huh?
I just remember the all the attention it had when that happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yeah, but when people like had an issue with it, they were like, "Oh, you're just sexist, this, that, and the other." But that doesn't make sense because like we're trying to have like the integrity of the original character instead of you just
Mm-hmm.
changing it.
Mm.
But then you get to like these weird. This definitely ties into it. You get these because it goes into character design. You
Yeah.
get these random people who just like, where are her organs? You know, people that act like they've never seen like fit like thin women,
Yeah,
where
I know this
they're
app.
everywhere.
I know this app
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
they're just like overly fat people who can lose their weight. They don't have like a illness or something that makes them fat.
It's just that
But
they are morbidly
again,
obese for
you
no
choose how you
reason.
look. That's yeah, you choose how you look. That's not what I'm getting at. Um, what I'm getting at is the fact that like the whole where are her organs thing just doesn't make sense to me. It's just such a strange. Um, but yeah, game remakes and stuff are just really strange. Like the only good remakes that I can think of recently is the Crash and Spyro remakes, which
Oh,
that came out of
absolutely.
left field.
Those two are actually really fucking good. They're really good.
Yeah, like I really want to get the Spyro remakes for the Switch, but at the same time I still love playing the originals.
The only
Well, then
other
again, I can just emulate the originals.
the only other
Yes,
remakes I
yes,
can
I
think
did talk
is
about emulation.
the only other
Fight
remakes I
me.
can think is like good is Demon Souls.
Oh, dude, Demon Souls. Yes, the Demon Souls remake is top notch. A lot of people were trying to like complain about Elden Ring because it didn't look quote unquote as good as Souls. It wasn't supposed to look like that.
Different studio. Not supposed to be a graphical powerhouse. It's supposed to be a game. It's focused on the gameplay. Demon Souls is just a fresh coat of paint over an existing game.
Yep. Which just goes back to the whole thing. Hey, games are meant to be. Well, a lot of games are meant to be difficult.
Absolutely.
I am so tired though of the whole argument. Well, I can't enjoy it now. That's the thing though with Souls games, they don't really give you that much lore. They give you very little. You have to watch videos and stuff on it.
Hmm.
Like I'm still learning stuff about the Bloodborne lore, and I'm very far in the game.
I know virtually nothing about the lore, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to know. If I wanted to know, I would simply look up videos of other people explaining it.
Yeah, there's plenty of that.
Yeah, it's all over the net. It's all over. And hey, people have cut together the cutscenes and some gameplay together to make Dark Souls movies.
Yeah.
Have I seen them for myself? Not really. I haven't had any. I am just didn't get to it or something. Didn't really take interest in doing so.
But anyway, yeah.
Um,
Older games are just like better. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of newer games that are really good, but like the vast majority, most new games suck. Which doesn't. It's very confusing, right? Because
mm,
you'd think, oh, the technology's getting better, so games should be getting better. No, like it's weird. Like the technology is getting better, but the games feel like they're getting worse.
and I don't think
If that makes
I don't think it's an us thing that we're getting out of touch. No, these games are just getting worse. We
Am I out
still
of touch? No, it is the children who are at fault.
absolutely these new they're hiring newer game designers who are less skilled and significantly underpaid.
Yeah,
It's not a matter of the older designers becoming less skilled because they're not. Most of them are not in business anymore. They're either doing their own thing, dead, just left the space, or retired. Either that or they're
dude.
John Romero. they're like John Romero and just like got burnt out really hard after a massive failure like Daikatana.
Dude, I actually have talked to John Romero. It wasn't that long. I just messaged him on Instagram just because I was bored one day. I was like, "Hey, you think you're ever gonna make another thing of Doom?" And he's like, "Maybe." I was like, "Oh my god, you actually answered! Hi!" And just sat and talked to him for a little bit.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really nice.
But yeah,
Oh, dude,
from what I've heard, he's like really chilled out since his Rockstar days
yeah.
at Ion
Dude,
Storm and
speaking
id.
of, oh yeah, Ion Storm. Dude, speaking of Chad developers, Return to Castle Wolfenstein has lately been getting a lot of attention when it comes to like different mod projects and
I mean, maybe it's
like it got recently got ported to the Quest 2 as a VR game, which I have played, and I will it's definitely worth it. It's really fun killing Nazis in VR. Take it from somebody with Jewish blood coursing through his veins.
Do you have like full motion tracking VR thing, as in?
Yeah, I can move around and everything. I can turn.
Do you?
Yeah, it's got the full
free
motion and
hands?
everything.
Free hands?
No, we don't have actual hands, which sucks. So that we have to keep using one of the knobs as a switch weapon button, which I think is retarded.
That's fucking lame.
Because like you can easily get drift, and regardless, you won't be able to play it anymore if you get drift.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, which I can't do. I can't sit here and play it.
That's pretty lame, honestly. What was I gonna say? Where was I?
Hold on, Pixel. What were you saying?
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, drift on those controllers sucks because, unlike Nintendo Switch controllers, where they also get drift, a pair of Nintendo Switch controllers costs about almost the same as one Oculus Quest controller.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those things are expensive. Like 60 or like $70 just for one alone.
Yeah. Well, okay. You don't have to keep buying different controllers for the Switch. Just get third-party Joy-Con joysticks.
Well, that too.
Because
I've
the way
recently
that
discovered that. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say the way that the controllers are made. It's where the there's like a weird like membrane, like some kind of plastic membrane in between the buttons and such that just degrade. Because I was wondering like recently, I was like, why does my PS2 controller still run when my Switch controllers are already getting drift? And I looked into it. It's like, oh yeah, they're just using like degrading pieces. It's like, why do you have this? If third-party companies already figured it out, it's just a way for them to make more money.
Nintendo makes great games, but they're kind of a shitty company sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I used to like surprisingly, Mushroom Kingdom Fusion, a thing that I used to be a sprite artist for. It's basically like a Mario crossover game with just about everything leading up to 2010. I used to be one of the sprite artists for it. I was actually talking to the dev team recently again. Used to be really good buds with them.
Oh, Bimble T.
They were talking
Bimble T
about...
said, and then Activision said to the company to make Warzone stuff, not to make remakes. Yeah, he's talking about Bob for Toys for Bob, the developer for the Spyro and Crash remakes. That's unfortunate to hear. But I suppose that Microsoft owns Crash and Spyro now.
That's that's a strange concept.
And Sony owns Bungie.
That's another thing. I keep on hearing people like, "Oh my God, they can't make any games anymore." It's like, well, were their old games good? Yeah. It's like, okay, then they can still make games. Who knows? They may actually come up with something. Yeah, you know how many different game ideas die every day?
Hundreds, thousands even, probably
Yeah,
millions, honestly.
that's why there's so many different indie games now,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Oh
so
yeah,
many
yeah, but
so
Wolfenstein.
many
Sorry.
games die at like the planning stage alone. So many
Yeah,
games die at the very concept stage. Cause
yeah.
there's so many games that died alone in Halo's development cycle. As in specifically that were going to be what Halo was initially. Like you went from the RTS to the third-person shooter to like I think at one point Bungie may have been considering a driving game.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how a lot of the games started out. They were supposed to be like sequels and spin-offs to Resident Evil. Stuff like Onimusha, Devil May Cry. Both of them started out as a Resident Evil side story thing, but
Oh
then became
yeah,
their own thing.
absolutely, absolutely. But Halo was gonna be be an RTS initially. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable, honestly. That's unbelievable to me.
I just
And
wish the Halo RTSs we got were fun.
and you're saying they aren't?
To my knowledge, they're not,
Have you
or at
played
least
them?
that's what I've been told. No, I'm more of a Warhammer guy
Oh.
when it comes to RTSs.
They play a little bit differently because they're designed for consoles, but I'd say they're pretty good for the most part.
Mm.
For a console RTS, yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
On a random off note, Soul, are you excited for Tuesday?
Why should I be excited for Tuesday?
It isn't that April 5th and the release of the Skywalker saga?
Oh!
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh, then yes, I completely forgot about it
we're gonna
because
have to
like
do a live while you guys play it because I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I'm gonna try and do something live with it because that game's
I
gonna be a
won't be able to put this on
fucking
my Switch.
fun, man. That game's gonna be huge.
I'm excited.
It's a shame
It's
that
gonna be
It
they.
better
fun,
be.
yeah, but
It's gonna be a shame with some of the
It
lost
better be.
content, like the lack of what's the word? Custom
character.
characters. You're not gonna have those anymore in the game.
I know. When Toxic told me that, I got fucking pissed.
I've never heard you this upset.
I've never heard
I
you upset
love
in
that
general. I've
part
never
of
heard you
game.
be
That was my
upset,
favorite
Pixel.
part of any game.
Pixel, you're
Huh?
always so polite. I've never heard you this upset before.
They took away my favorite part of any Lego game. Of course I'd be upset.
Hmm.
But no, I'm still excited for it.
Understandable.
I get that on Tuesday, and then I think Sunday, I am going to Comic-Con here.
Oh, sick.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah. What was I gonna bring up? I think I was gonna talk about something related to.
We were talking about someone being
Oh yeah,
side
oh yeah.
story
Now I
Resident
remember.
Evil,
Now I
something like
remember.
that.
Extra credits. Basically, extra credits' influence has now brought about a complete and total
Change of multiplayer online. I thought we already talked about this.
yeah, but I brought this up because I wanted to talk about it through the lens of Halo. Cause Halo's Red vs. Blue
Okay.
stuff is gone. It's gone. It's no longer here. There's no more
Okay,
Red
what does
vs.
that have to do? Hold on, what did Red vs. Blue have to do with
The multiplayer.
what they wanted gone?
No, but okay. Multiplayer wise, the fact the teams were red and blue. You fought the red team or the blue team. You were red team or you were blue team. But now it's your team, enemy team, ally team, enemy team. All that nonsense. It's just, oh god.
Mm,
I can't stand it, honestly. Which is a honestly now it's a good segue to my rant that I was playing. I I'm officially done with Halo. I
yeah, I
am
don't blame you. It's peaked a
I
while ago. It peaked with Reach in terms of
no
customization and
it
gameplay.
it peaked with gameplay back in Halo 3. It peaked with customization and Reach. It peaked with numbers in either 2 or 3. The game that had the longest life was 3. No, I'm not even
Mm.
joking. This is an objective fact. The
Yeah, I
360
know.
games died all at the same time.
Mm.
It was truly a
Yeah.
surreal day.
I actually didn't. I never actually played a lot of 3D. 3D. Wow. I never actually played a lot of online games until recently.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't actually lose a lot when Halo went down on the 360.
fair enough.
I never really got into online games until
Yeah.
yeah, them a little bit on like an Xbox 360. But besides that, I wasn't like the biggest online game player. So like Fox said, until recently, I haven't. I've more into online stuff. Like, well, mainly my Oculus has been the big help to that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, 'cause, like,
as I was saying, I've given up on Halo. I have no faith in it. There's nothing left for me with Halo, honestly.
Dude,
Cause
after the new show,
not even just the
no.
new show, just like Halo Infinite has. I've lost patience with it. I don't want to play it. I just do not have any interest in Halo anymore. It's done. It's over. 343 had.
GTA.
I have given 343 10 years, and they have demonstrated nothing. They have demonstrated they can do nothing. Nothing. Nothing! The only thing that they've
Mm-hmm.
demonstrated is that they have such a contempt for their own fan base that they're willing to blame them for their own failings. They're willing to blame them for not liking the show.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not
it's
even
like a Seth
joking.
Rogen thing
I'm
with
not
the
even joking there. They literally
Hold
said,
on, I got
"You're
it.
not a true Halo fan if you don't like this new show."
Yeah,
Go
I know.
fuck
I know.
yourself.
Pair of legs.
I had a good example. It's literally like the Seth Rogen thing where nobody liked his Christmas special, so he called everybody who didn't like it white supremacists, and they had this whole article. It's like white supremacists uh, flocked to
Wait,
hate Seth Rogen's brand new Christmas special
what was his
or
Christmas special?
Christmas series. It was like this weird little series thing,
Was it the
right?
weird elf girl thing?
Yeah,
Or was it a
yeah, it's
different one?
weird. Like,
Oh, was that? Okay, I
yeah,
was gonna
yeah,
say
it was
because
the same one.
I watched the I watched the reaction channel react to that show.
Yeah, you watch reaction channels?
Well,
Well, what was his name? I watch it. I like watching ones that react to movies and stuff that I will never watch.
Just watch like EFAP and
Like,
something. You'll get a lot more out of it. They'll actually sit and talk about it instead of like just watching it, going, "Okay, we watched it. Thanks, guys. Yeah."
oh well,
You know.
well, no, like here, like they react to it. I didn't like they like watch it. Like they watch it and they tell us about it. Is what I mean.
Okay.
Like,
I just didn't know
But
what to call it. Like I watch videos.
yeah.
I can't remember their name. What they call? I know something like that. I find it. See, I know about that. But yeah, one.
it feels
Shoot,
it
it's still
feels
Wi-Fi.
it genuinely feels like Microsoft is putting less and less money into Halo because every new game is launched with less and less content, less playlists, less customization, less everything. Infinite is the only game
Yeah.
to have introduced new customization into the series since Halo 4.
Microsoft spending all their money
Yeah.
buying other companies for their games. Ah!
And
And Halo 4 sucks. It just sucks. I have nothing. I have no love for it.
Halo 4 is garbage. Like I was back, I think like
The
last year,
story
I was
is-
sitting.
The story is at best
I-
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
at-
bench playing every Halo game, and when I got to Halo 4, I just wanted to die because like I just got done with Halo 3.
The only
I
level
just
I
got done with
enjoyed in
Halo
Halo
3.
4 was the Star Fox level.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
how long have we been going?
We've been going for a bit. An hour and 40.
You said an hour.
And 40.
There's no way we've only been doing this for an hour.
And 40 minutes.
God, this episode is so dense.
Yeah. We're on a roll here.
Dang.
Oh.
God, I'm sorry, I can't get the Seth Rogen Christmas special thing out of my head.
Alright,
How, like,
talk
by
about
the
it.
end, he
Talk
was
about it.
like...
Just talk about it.
Oh, okay. I guess,
Let's become
by the end of
a
it...
review channel now.
Well, by the end of it, Santa chooses, like, the face of the company to be the dude, because the children actually like
yeah.
the
I
guy.
remember that scene.
Because he's not as abrasive. Yeah, and then
Because
he's
the
like, but
lady is too
you will be
fucking
the
hostile to the
brains.
children and shit.
Yeah.
And then she's
And
like,
she's like, but you... Okay, I thought I was
Sorry.
talking about it.
sorry.
You told me to talk about it.
Sorry. I wanted
Go
to join.
ahead.
I wanted to join in.
Just shh, and that's
Hush. Hush. Let me speak.
But at the end, he was like, okay, I'm going to have you be the face of the company because he does not have the brains for it at all, but he's actually good to the children. You have to think of the children. That's the first thing you think of when you're being Santa. And he gives her this, like, heartfelt things like, you're great. This is why you're going to be the brains of the company. And she just tells him to go fuck off. Just because she wasn't given the title of Santa. And then, like, the entire scene makes it, like, the rest of the scene after that tries to make it justified her actions. Even though he's completely right.
And then,
Like,
it turns
she's
out
a
he's
horrible, like,
been the villain the
human being.
whole time.
Yeah, it's just like Death of the Author, where, like, halfway through, the writing just completely changes.
Like it would.
Yeah, he's like an actual villain. He's a horrible human being, like, after that
here's the
scene.
thing. Here's the thing. The
After
show.
giving her everything. And just being honest. Like, no one wants honesty anymore.
Here's the
Don't
thing.
be honest with me. Don't be honest with them. Lie to them.
Don't
That's all
you
I
know
want.
honesty doesn't sell.
All right. I have this to say real quick.
Yeah.
The show could have
Yeah.
been saved if she just took the L in that scene.
Yeah. Honestly, like, that one scene would have actually saved it. Like,
People
it
would
would
have
just be a
liked
show
the
of somebody
show.
that tries so hard to fit a mold that they can't fill.
People would have
Instead-
genuinely liked the show if that scene played out differently. If that ending,
Yeah,
if that last scene played differently.
Yeah, that one scene would have actually put everything into perspective. A person trying to force themselves to fit themselves into a mold and a role that they can't fill.
And
But it turns out that they
it would've
can
been a
they can fill
genius-
something close to it. Yeah, something close
This
to it,
show
but they
was
can't fill the entire
literally
thing.
so close to genius that it looped back around to being stupid.
Yeah. Because after that whole heartfelt thing, she just cusses him out, and it turns out he's an actual villain. Oh my god, you know what else that reminds me of?
Demon.
Ruby! Ruby!
We'll talk about Ruby another time when Raiden is on.
I love how you said the name, even though, like, listen, you just completely negated the whole coughing joke, and I hate you for it. Die.
Oh god, pervert demon. Sorry, I'm playing. Sorry, I'm on a game. I'm fighting a pervert.
No, Raiden is a god of lightning and thunder. He's not a demon. He just looks
No,
fierce.
No, he's
Raiden.
playing Persona.
I'm
Anyway, yeah.
I'm literally fighting a boss that has a glass of wine with a chick in it and a chalice full of human female legs.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh, you're fighting that guy.
Yeah, I wanted to restart on a new save file on not a new game plus.
Right.
Ooh.
And then I realized that I had the DLC, so I'm leveled like 10 and I have level 90 personas.
Hmm.
Oh my god, dude, you're pulling a Dragon Ball Heroes. Except you worked for it.
No, I paid for it. Well, no, it's it. Like so in for the there's a free DLC that gives you some cool like legacy persona, some older games. But then there's also
Oh,
a
that's actually
paid one
cool.
which gives you which gives you stronger legacy persona, some older games.
But yeah. As a where was I a minute ago?
And then you can just you can get them for free in the game one time.
Where was I a minute ago?
Just one time. If you fail, that's it.
You were
Well-
talking
Where was I a minute ago? I think it was.
about riding some in that Ruby show or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, I never watched the show.
Back to Halo. Like, yeah, Halo. I honestly would have been patient for Halo Infinite had the Halo show not come out. I really would have. But here's the thing: the Halo show
you
was
say this
literally everything counter to what I like about Halo. It is
Hold on. Real quick before you continue. Ryan, should we try to? Well, actually, no. He probably won't join, will he? He's probably hanging out with his girlfriend.
Oh, you mean Lance?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, hey, Lance would be perfect for this, but I doubt he'll even join.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Honestly,
Yeah.
just leave him be. He'll be fine.
And we're too far into it now, though. So.
Yeah. Because he's lame. He's a lamebus.
Oh god, I feel old. Where was
Yeah, right?
Feel old.
I feel old too.
I?
How old are you guys
Oh
again?
god, Sonic Forces came out like 4 years ago. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, what did you say?
Sonic
Ryan?
Forces came out
Or
4
Ryan?
years ago.
I said ride.
Sorry.
Listen to
I
listen to the
didn't say
name.
anything.
Repeat, because it was just
I said I didn't say anything.
I asked
I
how
thought
old
someone
you
asked-
guys were.
Oh, you two sound very alike, because both your mics are like sound weird. Y'all are too bassy.
Sorry.
I'm 23. No, you're all fine.
I'm the youngest guy here.
Hey, Toxic.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh.
Ah, damn it.
Toxic.
Yes.
One word for you. How did you do good? Did it all?
Wart. Don't get me.
Oh, that reminds me. So you guys know how in the Halo games, the elites yell, "What, what, what?" But in the show, it's just what. Like it just sounds like
Yeah, they
some
literally
regular Joe just shouting what.
Yeah, just exclaim it. Just wart.
Instead of like growling it like in the games.
Yeah.
Dude, you could be an elite voice actor, honestly.
You know what? I am an elite voice actor. Haha. Funny word joke.
Okay, you could be a Sing Healy voice actor. See, I say Sing Healy because I don't have sex.
I say Sang Healy because I don't have.
This is your one reference to Noodle. You only get one.
You know what? I think it's time. Hold on. Do you want to stay on the Halo one more?
Sorry?
Because I said, do you want to stay on the Halo thing more? Because I was gonna bring up yet another example of how older games are better than the new ones. I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
bring up
Go
Gun and
ahead.
Breaker.
Go ahead. We can always switch back when we're done.
Okay, sick. Okay, so Gundam Breaker. It's a Gundam
Fast
itself is
Bunny.
a mech series. Um, but they had games based on the model kit
Kits.
lines. Because model kits is basically what saved Gundam in the first place. Because it was the original series was canceled.
It literally
Because of,
failed because of ratings and shitty toys that were made of die-cast and they weren't really cool or appealing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crap. So yeah. Anyway, it's based on the model kits. So Breaker, the first 3 games were like super fun. You could build your own mobile suit out of different parts and bits and stuff. It's like a beat 'em up game where you just go through and you kill different mobile suits, and sometimes like the area boss will be another custom. You make your own custom, tons of different game modes, stuff like that, yada yada. Anyway, so the newest one that came out, not the mobile version, which the mobile version is even worse somehow. Okay.
God damn it! I accidentally
Pixel,
played the
since you
South Park
actually
clip.
Pixel, since you don't know anything about Gundam, I can actually ask you without getting a proper answer. So, in a beat 'em up game where your entire purpose to do everything is to collect parts, how do you think you actually keep your parts in part 3? Like, do you got to go put them in a box, or do you just collect them and you get them at the end of the game?
Say to collect them and put them in a box.
That's the thing. In part 3, well, all the way up to part 3, it was literally just you go through, you hit stuff, you break their parts, you take their parts, and you keep them,
and
right?
you get to keep all the parts that you get from the level.
Isn't
Yeah.
that how most collect games like that do it?
Haha, that's you'd think that. Gundam Breaker or New Gundam Breaker or New Breaker as it's called sometimes. Is literally made around the idea that there are boxes placed around the map, and you have to go and put them, like all the items you've collected, inside said box. So after every few rounds, the maximum amount you could get is like 20 parts. On top of that, the game has what's called builder parts, where you could add some kind of missile pod or some kind of hook ability or even guns or shield bits, stuff like that. And they actually did something. Like the parts actually did a function. Like, oh, you add a gun to your arm? Haha, the gun works. In New Gundam Breaker, they don't work at all. They all just have different random stats. So it completely breaks the ability to make a build of your own, because now there's parts with stats on them, which means that there's one that's the best.
It's all just really asinine.
Yeah. Yeah, on top of that, it wasn't fun to play it at all, right? Like, at all. There's no fun to be had in Breaker 3. Because, like, you're mostly
You
getting
mean New
shot.
Breaker?
That's it. Huh?
You mean New Breaker?
Wait, what'd I say?
You said
No fun to
Breaker
be had in
3.
Gundam Breaker 3?
Yeah.
I'm so used to talking about Breaker 3 now, I'm sorry.
You're a fucking idiot.
But there's no fun to be had in New Breaker. There's no fun to be had. Like, playing it actually gave me depression. Just for the simple fact of, like, having to do all this stupid crap just so you can actually keep parts. It got really depressing to the point to where, like, when I actually got Breaker 3, I didn't want to play it. It got that bad. But comparatively speaking, Breaker 3 is one of my favorite games ever made. Really fun to play, like extremely nuanced, like building mechanic. Just a bunch
I'll
of
just be
different
right
stuff.
back.
And yet we get given to us stuff like New Breaker or the PS4 Kamen Rider game or even the new Heroes. I mean, which is another thing weird. Like all my examples are like Japanese related products. I guess you could say the same thing with Halo, like especially with their online multiplayer and stuff. But yeah, I think I've talked enough. I think I've made my point. There's too many different examples of how older versions of games are just better most of the time compared to modern counterparts. It's sad. It's really sad. Cause like, sorry. How do you mess up this much? How do you write this? How do you cut entire chunks of your games out and just go, let's do this, right? Because Dragon Ball Heroes, as far as I know, was all made by the same person. So the 3DS one and the Switch one were all made by the same people. Same thing with the Kamen Rider game. Now, the only one that has a completely different dev team is the Breaker game, the new Gundam Breaker Between Breaker 3, which is fine. But it's so garbage. It's like they don't take notes. Like who said to themselves, "Oh, it's a beat 'em up, kind of like Dynasty Warriors, where you get all these parts from different things, you just go through and bashing with your different abilities and weapons." Let's make it to where you have to stop combat just so you can pick up more things. Go all the way across the map, put a thing in a box, and get shot and gunned down throughout the entire experience. A sadist made this game.
Hey, I had a quick question actually on the topic of Dragon Ball games on the Switch. Was that new Kakarot game, whatever it was, good?
Ha! Yes and no. The boss fights were really good. It made you definitely feel like you were in Dragon Ball. But everything else is actual garbage. It's nonsense.
It's
The world
literally
looks nice.
literal tedium.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
completely tedious. So
Okay, so it wouldn't be worth thinking about getting then until it gets cheaper.
yes. Another weird thing is that
Okay.
while talking about Dragon Ball games and Kakarot, I'm glad you brought that up. For some reason, just about every Dragon Ball game now has been trying to capitalize on the popularity of Heroes, because like now there is a full-on card system for Kakarot. It's quite strange.
Have you ever
On top of
have you
that,
seen the Dragon Ball trading cards?
oh yeah, I actually have a few.
Yeah, I
Um,
bought a pack too because I couldn't find Pokemon cards because I can never find those here. And I wanted to open a pack of cards and I didn't have any Magic Booster packs, so I bought one of those. I forgot what I got, but I got like a weird looking dinosaur.
mm,
The
um,
cards in
I'm
it?
not I don't have them, so I can't show you. I'll show them when I find them when I go home tomorrow.
yeah.
But yeah, well, I was gonna. But yeah, back to Halo for a bit. Um,
Dragon Ball, Halo, Dragon Ball.
We really need to learn how to stick on to one topic.
yeah, we do, but
Oh!
but it's my
Forever.
show, so
Sporadic forever.
we do, but it's my show, so fuck you.
Oh,
Well, fine then, I'll leave. Good, at least say goodbye to your iconic character.
No, I'm talking to Toxic.
no, I meant like we jumped from like the same few topics, but we need to stay more focused. Got it.
Agreed.
Sorry, I'm playing a Hat in Time. It's really fun.
I
love
imagine
that
this,
game.
you fucking lucky bastard.
Did you know a new DLC came out for it or something like that?
Really?
What for Hat in Time?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I got the collector's deluxe edition where it came with 2 DLC. I don't know if one of them was newer though.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's. What are you playing it on?
No, I'm playing it on Switch.
I don't know if it's on Switch. I know the computer. I know that Steam has it.
Yeah, Steam has it, but you can actually run mods and stuff with it. Dude, there's actually a lot more to this game than I thought. But anyway, we're not talking about this
Oh
game.
yeah,
We're talking about what we're
Hat in Time is a
We're
great
talking
game.
about Halo.
doing. Mm-hmm.
So.
But
On the
okay,
off topic of Halo.
Ah!
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Thank
I'll see
you.
myself.
Now, as I was saying, the developers of the Halo series have demonstrated nothing but complete contempt for the fans. Look at how many times they have basically said, "Oh, we don't want to appeal to the original fans," or "We hired people who don't like the
that's
games."
weird to me. Why don't you want to appeal to the original fans? Because like that works. Look at Dark Souls.
Hmm.
It works.
Look at Doom. It worked, and it found a new audience at the same time.
Doom is technically a Christian game because you're killing demons.
As I was saying, and why just completely redesign the Master Chief for no reason? Why even give a reason? Actually, why did Frank O'Connor state a in-canon reason for Master Chief's redesign? That reason being nanomachines. Nanomachines.
Nope, I hate that. I hate that. The entire ship is
What?
different. The entire suit of armor is different.
All the weapons look
always have-
different. All the vehicles sound
Yeah.
different. All the weapons sound different. Everything has been touched wrong in some way, shape, or form,
Always.
and looks nothing how it should be. The only addition that I
Is it-
like is that the Warthog has fuel tanks now.
Is it by
Yeah,
Amazon?
but even that makes no goddamn sense because it runs off hydrogen.
Isn't the show by Amazon?
Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah, I was gonna say by Amazon that'd be our first problem, but Paramount, I have no way to try to help save it.
That reminds me.
I've always.
You see this all the time in Hollywood, how they constantly feel the need to redesign characters, like comic book characters' suits, or change cartoon characters from being happy-go-lucky, warm, and all that, to dark, serious, and edgy bullshit, like the Transformers, or Superman, or this.
Yeah.
Just need to collect myself for a minute.
But it's better than them being the most optimistic human in the galaxy than becoming a hermit on a lonely island in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, you son of a...
reference.
You referenced that movie. Oh, God, I hate Disney. I really do. They've actually on that. No, Halo isn't the only franchise that has shown complete Halo, Transformers. These aren't the only franchises that have shown complete contempt for the fans. Look at Star Wars. Look at Doctor Who. Look at Star Trek. Look at Marvel. Look at Terminator. All of these.
They tried to appeal to people who wouldn't even buy their product, and look at them now.
All these franchises dissing the original fans, getting abandoned by them, deservedly so, trying to appeal to a new audience who completely ignores them because they're off doing their own bullshit that nobody cares about, shit like The Notebook, or what else did Nicholas Sparks write?
I don't know.
Oh, tons of different books.
You guys
It's
seen Moon Knight?
shit like Nicholas Sparks books, or Twilight, or fucking 50 Shades of Grey.
Don't bring up Twilight.
See,
I
those
hate talking about Twilight.
those types of stories don't. They are in a separate pool from us, and we are in a separate pool from them. And there's a reason for that. It's because they appeal to different people, and also, you know, we have different tastes in actual fucking quality, because those are fucking
Well,
garbage. There's
well,
literally
yeah,
nothing.
Anybody,
that's the thing, right? Like all
anybody
these
here watch
companies
Moon
went.
Knight?
No, haven't watched Moon Knight yet.
I'm
I
not planning
liked it.
to.
First episode's pretty good.
But yeah, all these different businesses and companies have tried to appeal to a bunch of people that won't even buy their product in the first place. That's what DC Comics did. And look at them now, completely burning to the ground. Manga is just destroying the comic book industry.
Marvel is
No,
the same
like
in the same boat as DC right now.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much about it. I've heard that IDW is sinking hard.
Yeah, like Spawn is one of the best-selling comics right now, above like a bunch of, which is funny, right? Because like that is like a black lead hero that nobody talks about when they talk about like it's like, oh, we want diversity. Nobody talks about Spawn.
I read some Spawn comics.
Maybe it's because Spawn
Yeah,
is
I
just
like
so cool that that's just beyond their minds, honestly.
Well, no, that's the thing. It would go against their narrative, right?
Hmm.
Oh, you never see a lead black hero. Oh, well, what about Spawn?
What about
You know?
Blade? What about Black Panther?
You gotta think people could also try to bring up the fact that Spawn's not black, he's like a zombie now. Like you don't see his skin color. It's like you see it in
He,
flashbacks
he,
though.
he yeah, he is canonically black.
A lot of these
No, I
characters,
know, I'm just saying.
also,
people,
like, a
people
lot
could
of these
bring up
characters
bring up an
were
argument that you don't see that anymore.
a lot of these characters were created back in the 20th century. Some of these characters were even made in the mid 20th century. You know, the 50s and 60s. You know, what people sell as supposedly the most racist period of all time.
Huh.
Wasn't the KKK in a Spawn comic?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one of the comics where like the KKK happened and then Spawn just killed them.
Hmm. A measured response.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like I'm always told that like, oh, you can't live like if you're not insert this, you can't write for insert this. It's literally like your college class. Like you can't critique this movie because you haven't lived the LGBT experience. Black Panther was written by
Jewish man.
Black Panther was written by a white man.
No, wait. Was written by a white man and drawn by a Jewish man.
Uh huh.
What?
People don't know this.
Like, seriously?
People legitimately don't know this.
Or
Yeah,
they just
it was
don't care to look it
written.
up.
That's the thing. They don't care. That's the thing. Because if they look it up, then they'll just get upset. Because like it will go against what they're saying.
They don't care, and they don't want to care. They don't understand these things. They don't want to. What they don't understand,
People
they
just like
fear.
being upset over things for no reason.
What they don't they feel
Like,
what they don't understand.
Well, I know, but people also like being angry at other people for no reason. Like, we were like in my one of my classes, we were learning about how one lady wrote a really bad joke on Twitter, fell asleep, and the next thing she know, her life was ruined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's honestly funny to me, honestly.
Moon Knight has a goldfish.
Cool. Where was I actually? I think I
I
lost
don't know,
track.
but I was
of
gonna say that.
something. I think I lost track.
Yeah.
What was I talking? What was I talking about specifically?
How manga is taking down comic books.
No. That was toxic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Were you
Oh.
on the Halo thing?
Yeah. That's it.
Something
Thank
about
you.
Halo. Something random about Halo for like the 7th time.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Over the course of their tenure with Halo, they've demonstrated nothing but content for the
God, let's
fans.
stay on one topic.
And every time they make a new game, there's always something lost and or replaced. Every time.
Yes, we already pointed that out.
Yeah.
We're just reiterating points now.
And like not only that, but they've in the actual marketing, they said that you won't have to you won't be buying any customization stuff through loot boxes, and the majority of the stuff is earnable in game. No, it's not. It's not. They lied. They lied. They fucking lied. You have to. There's content that you have to buy in order to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to buy the Reach Pass to get even half of the regular customization, let alone the Reach customization. They're full of shit.
Hmm.
And don't get me started
Yeah.
on the bloody show. Oh. I'm done with the games. I'm done with Halo. I'm not. I can't even.
Halo peaked a while ago. It should die.
Halo is dead to me. Halo is dead to me. There's nothing. I don't give a
Dude,
shit
if they're
people say
this
that.
bad with a Halo show, imagine a show that they would make for Doom.
It's just gonna be Doom and Annihilation 2.
No, it's gonna be worse. He's gonna be like, he's gonna take his helmet off. He's gonna talk. He's gonna have emotions and feelings. Somehow they're gonna write into the thing where like somebody like insert race here as ancestral claim to something else. Haha, Boba Fett joke.
Right.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired
and from what I can see of the show, they're trying to make some sort of comparison between how the British, the British, the Imperial British, the Covenant, as they stole land and resources from Asians. And
Why
killed them.
specifically Asians?
I don't know. They specifically had a planet, and they put an Asian colony here, predominantly Asian, and they just have the Covenant made, and just what I don't
Listen.
I don't
the,
know
the
why.
Covenant wants humanity dead, like a genocide.
Like
That's what
Speaking
the
of the Covenant,
the Covenant is after all of
But-
humanity. I don't understand why you felt the need
Yeah.
to do this.
No. The reason I brought it up, why is there a human?
Yeah. Why
As
is
long
there a
as-
human in the Covenant? Would you not think they'd be chained up, mutilated all to hell, to the point where they're unrecognizable, mutated, destroyed, biologically decimated, and then reconstructed into abomination, thrown into some sort of armor or sarcophagus or something, and then the prophets just use it as like, oh, we found this creature, and we think it's a Forerunner. It can interact with Forerunner technology. Like, would that be even cooler than what we have? That would actually be way cooler than the actual lore in the original games. You would add something there. You would actually add intrigue to the universe. You bring something brutal into this universe. Something that's brutality has been stripped out of Halo for years. But if you'd done that, then you would have injected it directly into the veins of the franchise once again. You would have given it a new pulse. But no! There's so much
Is
you
there
could have
even
done.
anything
There's
You
so much
could
you could
never
coming out
know.
anymore?
There's just so much that you could have done that would have been so cool. If even if you put so little thought into it, it would have still been the coolest shit of all time.
That's the thing, right? Just us random
Should've cut away,
random
but they didn't.
dudes just sitting here. Just random dudes sitting here can think of way better things than these big corporations who make games can
These
think of.
people are literally paid to write, and they don't even look at the games, they barely look at the books, and they don't even pay attention to any of the core lore. They can't even get the names fully straight. They, for shit's sake, the Prophet of Mercy, from what I could have gleaned from the games, was the most devoted to the Covenant's doctrine. He would have sooner stepped on a human's head than let them breathe in his presence.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Prime, The Rings of Power.
Like, he was the one to announce that your death
God.
is the will of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm referencing shit from all the way back in the Fall of Reach. Oh, jeez. Give me a sec. Alright, need a moment to, you know, collect myself, sorry.
You're fine. But yeah, still, it's you got way heated.
Well, I used to love Halo.
We should have a bell
Well, I
like
used to
of
love
that and
Halo.
like time how long we talk on topics.
I used to love Halo. I genuinely did, but I just can't even with this franchise anymore.
Did you hear?
I don't even want to play any of the original games anymore. That's how bad it's gotten. Like, they're inserting shit that doesn't even fucking look or cool into the original trilogy.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought something was wrong. My thing. I know I was talking, and no one was responding.
Sorry.
Just because you
No,
were
it's
talking
okay.
really low.
I was gonna say we should get like a bell and time how long our topics should.
Oh
When the-
God, no! Giving a time limit to a topic is
No,
dude,
no.
limit
Ring
what
the
you
bell
can
when we
say.
change the topic. like a ding thing.
Oh well, like cinema
Like a
sins.
ding thing.
Sounds like it.
Wait.
Dang it,
Uh,
ding! I hate
wait,
cinema
what?
sins and cinema wins. They're stupid.
They're a fat load of nothing.
Yeah, they literally just ding when a thing happens on screen.
And somehow they keep their videos down to, like, 10 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, because they don't find actual issues or anything, and then they say like, "Oh, well, it's supposed to be satirical," but then they back up. They like stick to the guns of their point.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're nothing but cowards.
And anytime you bring up the
Can't
fact that like
list
they're a
over.
bunch of idiots, like the person that you bring it up to, just like they say something along the lines of, "Oh, well, I actually enjoyed watching them." Well, that's not my issue.
Totally not one of those people.
Alright, back on track now. Back to Halo. They stated in the writers stated in interviews, or the head, oh, I don't give a shit who it was, stated that in interviews that they didn't look to the games. So they didn't feel limited by them.
Yeah.
They got nothing from, they didn't get any of the sound, they didn't get any of the dialogue, they didn't even get any of the character from the games. They got nothing. This isn't Halo. This is not Halo. This is not Halo. This is wearing the skin of Halo. To make a generic fucking sci-fi franchise. The only thing that the writers wanted out to with this was to get the attention of the name and the brand.
Yeah, it's literally just
In order
the name.
in order to get a massive budget that they could spend on bloody cocaine. And
Well, I don't even think it's that, right? because like a lot of
Hey guys, I gotta
what
go
was
for
it?
a bit.
Oh, okay. Like a lot of these shows that have what's the word? Um, a lot of these shows that focus on uh, what am I thinking of? I'm sorry, I'm very sleepy. Um, a lot of these shows that focus on like the politics and stuff, they don't try to make their own show because when they do, it always fails. So instead, they rather
It's Diet Game of
sit and
Thrones.
use a
They're all Diet
series.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they always use a series instead that has already existed for years, and they rather just change the skin on it, and that's it. Because if the skin is changed, then they can do whatever they want afterwards.
They barely even use any of the
Mhm.
music from Halo. It's like they don't even give a shit. It's all
They
just
don't,
sci-fi
dude. They
dribble.
don't.
It's all
They
just
they somehow made a series of Halo with the main character being with Chief in it, and somehow made the main character some random Asian chick that didn't matter or never even existed before.
oh, and then there's this random character called Soren who somehow Master Chief has been
Sauron?
keeping Soren. He is from the books, like one of the short stories. I think it was one of the runs that Raiden read, and he somehow he okay. Soren is a Spartan, and he left the program, escaping somehow. Um, and he went to this asteroid colony thing, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow he and Chief have been able to keep up contact for years. Soren
Okay.
left back when he was a teenager.
Okay.
Do you see how retarded this show is?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my god. This is genuinely exhausting. How do these reviewers put up with this shit?
Who knows?
No idea. That's the thing. Like, there's
Um,
so many different big projects like that, and nobody attempts to fix these issues. Probably just get paid too much, and they're told to keep their mouths shut. It is literally just people who don't care, people who
I'll
want to make some kind of weird political statement, but don't want to put in the effort to make their own characters. So instead, they want to use characters that already
and
exist to ride the coattails of those characters and
and
do this, that, and the other.
here's another thing that they don't have the talent to develop their own shit. So
They really don't.
they somehow
Like,
convince these big name people, these people who actually own the franchises, that they can handle it. So they end up, so they can get the budget required for such a production.
yeah, it's like that one chick who wrote for Spider-Man, who wrote Mary Jane, where Mary Jane is just upset that Peter wouldn't let her try to go into a fully armed military base,
What the fuck? Hold on.
where if you
I'll be
got in
right
far
back.
enough, they
I'll be right back. I
okay,
just gotta do something real quick. I'll be right back.
okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm still going to be talking about my point.
yeah, yeah. Repeat to
Um,
me when I'm get back.
God, you could just listen to it later. God, I'm tired. We might actually try to end this soon. Either that, or I'm just gonna head to bed. That's a weird thing too. I woke up like super late today, and I'm so tired now. I feel like I'm dying.
What should you do? You get this tired.
That's the thing. I didn't do anything today. I did stuff yesterday, but I'm not
Hmm.
tired from that anymore. I don't
Speaking of the
know.
live action show,
Mm,
there's like so many problems with it in terms of how it goes by things.
yeah, yeah. Especially like apparently one of the guns that they threw away was CGI. Why can't you just throw a prop?
Yeah.
Like there's no way
Oh,
like it's gonna cost you this much to make the thinking armor and such. There's people who make it with junk.
apparently the girl was a hippie.
Yeah, yeah, did drugs and stuff, but then she's the one who
Yeah.
didn't take the drugs. And, you know, I can't actually remember what I was talking about before he left.
Yeah. I guess you're that tired.
Yeah, I'm losing consciousness right now. I'm
Hmm.
so sleepy. That's the thing. I woke up like super late today, and I'm just confused. I don't know why I'm just sleeping.
Maybe it's the weather.
Yeah, it's probably the weather. It's a really good napping temperature. That's probably what's getting me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. What happened?
Dude. I can't even remember what I was telling you before you left. I'm that sleepy.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm very tired.
yeah, I can
I don't
tell.
know why either. I woke up like at 1 today. I should still be like wide awake. No, I woke up at 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know. I'll probably stay in bed as long as I can. Tomorrow.
Right.
I'm not doing anything anyway.
But, yeah, it honestly just
Oh,
hurts to talk about, really, thing about too. Because I used to really love Halo. I really did.
You've reiterated this point.
Many times. In private, in public,
Yeah.
all that.
No, no, I'm talking about on the show. You've mentioned that you love Halo like 5 times now.
Mm, yeah. And it's just... It just genuinely hurts me to say, but... I'm done. I don't want to... I have nothing more to actually do with Halo anymore.
Yeah.
I want nothing more than it to end. Because, frankly, I'd just rather it just stop. I want 343
Yeah.
Industries to move on and do something new.
Even though they really didn't expand enough on anything Halo related.
Hmm.
Anyway,
There was so
let's
much... Hold
end.
on, hold on. There was so much that they could
Okay.
have done with Halo 4. But they did the exact worst possible things they could have.
Uh-huh.
There was so much potential there. But they did everything wrong.
Yeah.
We're still going to do the retrospective. Regardless of how good or bad the show is.
Yeah, the show, okay, that's the thing. The show and all the new stuff does not affect the original stuff. Yeah, they
I
can
know.
say what they rewrote it, but that's a different
I know,
continuity.
but...
Yeah.
Let me say
So,
my piece real quick.
just don't start sounding like a stinking YouTuber.
Uh,
Don't sound like a wounded rabbit. It's like, I used to love this, but now I do not.
uh, um... It's just... Well, I'd say that I'm at the point where...
You're done? Are you gonna reiterate that you're done?
No. Let me think for a second.
If you,
When we get to 343 Industries part of retrospective, I'm going to be a lot more harsh than I was initially planning on being.
why are you talking shop on live?
Oh, I'm not informing you. I'm informing them.
I know that. This is talking shop though. Either way,
Because
I'm losing consciousness slowly.
I think they deserve to know what my headspace was at when I was
Okay, well,
initially.
you can say it after this, guys. We're gonna start following a schedule for different things.
Yeah,
Hopefully, that will make things a lot easier and make things a lot better. Make
we'll
things run smoother.
from now on we'll
Y'all have fun. Thank thank you for watching. I'm gonna go pass out. I am losing consciousness. Good night.
before we close. We'll be streaming on Thursdays and Sundays. Um, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a lovely night.